Hold on, no, hold on. You want to talk about crossing the line? Dumb bitch. You want to talk about crossing the line? Hold on. Don't lie anymore, Nicole. Everybody's seen you walk in. When you and Cassie and that whore-ass fucking bite-sized friend of hers walked through the door, I was live streaming. You can't lie. Everyone's seen you. Everyone's seen you walk through the door at 3 a.m. I have text conversations between me and you. And also text conversations between me and Pastor Eugene that verify you said, she's picking me up at 6, I'll be home at 11. I promise. This isn't going to be an all-night thing, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, fine. Fine, that's cool. All right. Can you keep that promise? Because every time you go out with her, you drink and you stay out all night. We're not supposed to be drinking. We quit drinking. It's supposed to be alcohol-free household. You can't just say no. Just stop. Stop the lying. Stop the bullshitting. And she made it a big deal. Well, her sister was late. Before her sister walks through the door, she's in the bathroom talking shit on her sister. You know, if she's any more late, I'm going to have to say something because, because this is going to ruin my night because I'm going to have to leave early. She's going to ruin my night. Yeah, how about you tell your sister how much shit you talk on her? How about I grab old conversations of me and you texting making fun of your sister? How about I grab old conversations of me and you making fun of your sister when she had fucking chlamydia? How about I grab conversations when you were sitting there telling me that she fucked Brent's friend Ben to get back at Brent because she thought Brent was cheating on her, and that Brent's friend Ben and Brent had an argument, and Brent was like, "Oh, yeah, man, I know what you did," but we all know that Brent ain't gonna do shit because that motherfucker wouldn't even get out the damn car when I was standing there. He drove the fuck off the minute I walked towards that bitch. How about you tell her how you told me that you didn't want her on my Snapchat anymore because you said she dresses like a slut. And you were like, you're my husband. I don't need you seeing her like that. Yeah, how about you literally start telling the truth of how you two-side this shit and how you'll lie to me and you'll go and you'll lie to her so it makes her look bad to me, it makes me look bad to her, and you want to sit in the middle and play an innocent little bitch. Time's up. Everything's coming out. Videos are coming out. Screenshots are coming out. Everything's coming out. The video from 2 weeks ago, you throwing shit at me, that's coming out. The video you screaming your head off downstairs, that's coming out. Screenshots are coming out. Every single thing is coming out because I am tired of you playing victim, and I am tired of covering for you. I am tired of being the only stable parent in this fucking household while you go and you do whatever the fuck you want and you hang out with a girl that had a chance to be a mother, but because she wanted to be a punk ass bitch and not handle her responsibilities, she went and stuck her hanger in that bitch in a doctor's office. Maybe if she would have kept the kid, she would know what it's like to be a fucking mother and have responsibilities. And maybe, just maybe, she would know that she can't be an alcoholic. You can't do coke. You can't sleep around when you are a fucking mother. And just maybe your little sister wouldn't have been an influence on you. And I never even thought those words would come out of my mouth because, quite frankly, that's fucking ridiculous. You should be the influence on her. But for some reason, your little sister, the one that you have constantly had issues with, and you always run in the ground to me, she's the one influencing you constantly. You sit there, you had our kids. We had the paint day. We painted arts and crafts, watched movies. And literally, they painted you 2 pictures. You think I'm lying? Hold on. They wrapped it up for you right there. Had it all wrapped up and ready. It was supposed to be a surprise for mommy. They wrapped it up for you and everything. And they were going to surprise you. And they said, can we surprise mommy when she comes home? And I said, listen, you got to go to bed. And he said, but we really want to surprise mommy. We wanted to be a surprise. And I said, all right, fine. How about this? Mommy's coming home at midnight. I will let you, yeah, exactly, worthless mother. But I promise you, she's going to play victim. Keep in mind, she wasn't supposed to be drinking, and she wasn't supposed to be out until 3 in the morning. She said she would come home at 11 and then midnight. You guys seen live when they rolled through the door. Anyways, So I told Isaac and Malachi, I said, okay, fine. All right, you can stay up until midnight. Yeah, she got drunk again, stayed out till 3 in the morning, partying, probably at a club, whatever the fuck she was doing. Hoeing. Listen, all three of them looked like fucking escorts when they walked out this house. My wife, her sister, and it's on the live video. You can see what they look like and what they're dressed like on my live video. Go to the last 5 minutes. They look like fucking back page escorts. Go check the shit. So you know damn well they wasn't going to see no fucking Tomb Raider like she said. But anyways. So I told Isaac, I said, all right, Isaac, fine. You can stay up until midnight. That's cool. You can stay up until midnight. And that's fine. Mommy will be home at midnight. You and Malachi can surprise her. He was so excited. He looks at Malachi. He's like, yay, we get to surprise Mommy. And they go and they grab this. This was the wrapping paper. Right? They said, we're going to wrap it. They said, Daddy, can you hold the trash so we can put the pictures in there? So yeah, I can do that. Held it for him. You know, they folded it all up. This is the wrapping paper, like Christmas. Supposed to be a big surprise for Mommy. Well, guess what? Midnight came. Nobody. 12:30 came. Nobody. 12:45. Nobody. And I had to break the news. And I keep having to break this news to them. Every time she goes out with her sister, she stays out 5 hours. She'll tell us, me and the kids, 1 hour. She'll go out with her sister, she'll stay out 5 hours. And then she'll come home. And I keep saying to her, did you tell Cassie that it was supposed to be 1 hour? Then why the fuck is it 5 hours? I'm tired of having to keep seeing them get let down from your mistakes. But 12:45, I had to break it to him. I said, Isaac, it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed, dude. And he goes, but we're supposed to surprise Mommy. And I said, yeah, I know. I said, but hey, listen, man, you can surprise her in the morning. And I'm trying to cheer him up at this point. I'm like, you can surprise her in the morning, man. Show her in the morning. You can surprise her in the morning. And he's like, but she was supposed to come home tonight. And I said, I know, but she's not home, man, and I can't have you staying up waiting for her. All right, you both got to go to bed. He's like, but all right, and I see like the tears welling up in his eyes, and that just killed me. I see the tear running down his face, and I'm hurting at this point now for him. Malachi didn't say much, and Malachi just sat there with his head down. Like, he was just standing beside Isaac. He was just kind of like this, like just looking down, like just looking. And like it was just one of those things where I just felt so bad. I felt so bad, and I sent them to their room. Yeah, and somehow it's going to be Isaac's fault. I know, because that's what she does. I sent them to their room, and then Isaac, I can hear him crying. And he's not crying like how a kid would cry, like, I hear him crying to himself. Like he's just sitting there, curled up in his bed, crying to himself. 10 minutes later, he was asleep. So he cried himself to sleep. They didn't get to show her what they wanted to show her. They didn't get to surprise her. The last text that Nicole actually answered was at 11:35 p.m. She ignored every text after that. She ignored every call after that. The pastor himself tried to actually contact her. She ignored it all. You could tell she was ignoring it because it was like two, three rings, and then it would go to voicemail. Sometimes 4 rings go to voicemail. Sometimes, 1 ring go to voicemail, And the messages were showing up delivered. So I know they're popping up and she can see them. The last text responded to from her, or even call, was at 11:35 p.m. She came through the door with her sister and her sister's friend, drunk off her ass and smelling like weed at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. And you guys, that's what you guys witnessed. 3 a.m. So, when she said, oh, last night was my sister's birthday, blah, 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 like I said, no, tell the truth. Tell the truth, because I got the truth. I got recordings. I got text. You said, yeah, she was high too. When they came in, my whole house smelled like fucking weed. When they all huddled into the bathroom and I opened up the bathroom door, it smelled like alcohol and weed. Like and perfume. Like, it smelled like a hooker house. That's literally what my bathroom smelled like. Alcohol, perfume, and weed. And that's when I told her sister, get the fuck out my house. And I kicked her out. And then that's when her sister wanted to try to run her mouth when she got outside my door, saying, fuck you, Isaac. That's when I flew out that door and I verbally laid into her fucking sister. And then that's when her sister's boyfriend was sitting in the driver's side of the car, parked outside our house, running his mouth through the fucking window. And then he says to me, I don't see you stepping off that porch. I fucking stepped off that porch so fucking fast, started walking to the car. He pulled the fuck off. That motherfucker gassed it. He went up the hill. I told him, motherfucker, I was like, yo, put the shit in reverse, motherfucker. Come fight. Gone. And Nicole was with them, by the way. She was with them because after all this bullshit, I was like, you need to get the fuck out too. Go. You need to go. I told her, I was like, don't come back. You ain't seen the kids. You ain't seeing nothing. Don't come back. And she will not see the kids. Trust me. Stuff's already in motion. She's not going to see the kids. I promise you that. I promise you that. Wheels are in motion for what I needed to do. Only time you're going to see the kids is just like your fucking mother through our vlogs. That's it. But I refuse, like I said on my Twitter, I refuse to let somebody literally turn from what you used to be. Before you were hanging out with your sister, you were an amazing person. You were an amazing mother. You cared about your family. You cared about your kids. You were family oriented. You didn't drink. You didn't smoke. You know, you dressed appropriately. You know, you were a completely different person. You were a beautiful person inside and out. And, you know, I wish you could go back to that. But ever since you started hanging out with your sister, it got worse and worse and worse. And I called this and I told you, I said, when you asked me, you said to me, why are you so worried about me hanging out with Cassie? You asked me this about, was it 7 months ago? And I said, because Cassie does cocaine. She smokes weed. She's an alcoholic just like your mother was. She has no aspirations or dreams. She doesn't want to do shit in her life. Drops in and out of college. I don't even think she's in college now. I spoke to her mom before. Her mom said that she doesn't have a job, even though she told Nicole she has a job. She doesn't have a job. Mom has been trying to kick her out every other month. I have the text of Nicole texting me saying, I'm talking to Cassie. Cassie wants to know if she can come stay with us. She hates to ask, but her mom is kicking her out. I still got those texts. And I told Nicole, I said, that's not a person you want to hang out with, because when you hang out with that person, you start acting like that person. When you hang out with that person, you start acting like that person. You start getting traits from that person. And I told her, I said, you're 27. You're a mother of 3 and married. Your sister is 20 and has no life and parties. What the fuck do you have in common? I've said to Nicole, like, why can't you go hang out with, like, other mothers? People your own age. Why can't you hang out with people your own age, or other people who are also mothers and married and that you got in common with? I told her, I was like, why do you got to hang out with, you know, with her again? You know what I mean? And, our pastor said the same thing. When he talked to Nicole in person, he was just like, listen, he's like, when you hang out with somebody, as they say, birds of a feather flock together. If you wouldn't do the things they do, then you shouldn't be hanging out with them. And that's true. I'm not going to hang out with somebody that does, crack cocaine and shit, because I wouldn't do crack cocaine. I'm not going to hang out with somebody that cheats on their girlfriend, because quite frankly, I wouldn't cheat on my wife or girlfriend. She cheats on her boyfriend all the time. Nicole always tells me she cheated on her first boyfriend. His name was Matt. She cheated on him, because she found Matt's Snapchat. Matt had 2 Snapchats. This is her story. Matt had 2 Snapchats, and he was talking to girls, so she fucked his friend. And then now she had this boyfriend right here. His name is Brent, and she claims that Brent fucked somebody, so to get him back, she fucked his friend named Ben. She's a habitual fucker, okay? Let's just be honest. She's a habitual fucker. She's 20 years old, and her body count, Nicole said last time they talked about it, was 9. So that was like 2 years ago. So we're talking like 19 years old, she had sex with 9 guys. I'm sure it's probably way more than that now. Like, with the coke, the alcohol, the abortion. I mean, how many abortions has she had? We don't know. She tried to keep the last one a secret. Secret was out now. But we don't know. But her body count, literally, at age 19, was fucking 9 niggas. 9 motherfucking niggas. Me and Nicole was just talking about this shit the other day. We was talking about this shit. And Nicole was like, it's probably a lot more now. Probably way more than mine was. You know, when me and you met, you were number 9. So I guarantee hers is way more than mine. See, here's the thing Cassie don't understand is Nicole runs her in the fucking ground all the time. We joke about her. Like we fucking make fun of her. You know, like for instance, Nicole was making fun of her because they were trying out clothes, and she said that like Cassie had the shoulders of a linebacker, and she couldn't get the fucking shit over her. Hold on, she couldn't get the shit over her shoulders because her torso, how Nicole described it, her torso and her shoulders are like she got these big linebacker shoulders, and Nicole was laughing about the shit. She was laughing about the shit with me. You know, she's like, we tried out stuff, and I could try on stuff like easily, but she was having issues because her shoulders are so big. She got like these manly shoulders. You know what I mean? Like how you gonna talk shit on your sister, and then go hang out with her, and then come back and call her all types of hoe and tell me everything you guys talked about and what you said and what she said and what's going on between her and Brent. Oh, and she was driving and Brent was hitting her. Blah 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 blah. Like you come back, you tell me everything. How many times has she snapped you and you hold out your phone like, yo, babe, look at this. Look at it. And I'm reading like, Brent. I was there looking at this shit. You know what I mean? How many times has she texted you? How many times have you talked shit about the basketball game you guys play on iMessage all the time? You're like, well, maybe if she had a life, she wouldn't be getting 70, 80. You know, she ain't got a life. Maybe she had a life, she wouldn't be, getting 70, 80 score on the basketball game. like you even talk shit about the basketball game. He was like, my highest was 72. She gets like 70, 80 all the time on the iMessage basketball game because she obviously doesn't have a life, so this is what she does all day long. She plays these iMessage games. And I even responded to you about that. I was like, well, if she had a kid, she wouldn't have the time to do it. And you're like, yeah, exactly. Or how you made the joke when she was beating you in the iMessage game beer pong. And your exact words were, the only reason why she's so good is probably because she's an alcoholic. And then we laughed. See, that's what I don't get. You could talk so much shit on her. I know so much about her that I shouldn't know because you told me. And then we sit here and we laugh at her. And we make jokes about her. And we talk about her fucking hair. Because you were talking about her hair. And we talk about that big-ass fucking sloping nose of hers. And we talked about Starla saying that our neighbor, the little girl, met her sister for the first time. And the little girl looked at Nicole, looked at Cassie, and goes, you're still not prettier than her. And that was wrong, but it was funny as shit. But that's not the funny part. The funny part is when you came home. And we joked about that. And we was out there, we were laughing about it. We made fun of her about that. You was like flipping your hair and shit like, she can't compete, huh, babe? And I was like, no, of course not. She's like, she ain't got nothing on me. Even Starla sees it. I'm like, yeah, I know, of course not. So you gonna sit there, you gonna talk shit on your sister day and night, Kid Cudi style, But then you go to your sister and you run your mouth on me like I'm the bad guy? Are you fucking kidding me? And you want to lie to me. You want to lie to your family. You want to lie. You spoke with Pastor Eugene yesterday. Here's the thing. Me, her, and Pastor Eugene Cooper. Look him up on Facebook, by the way. He's an awesome guy. Me, her, and Pastor Eugene Cooper were on three-way yesterday. This is when I told her, I said, listen, when you go to dinner, let's swap and you take Samaya to dinner. I want to take the boys to a movie. She nearly flipped the fuck out. Now, you see why? Because you see, she didn't have dinner and a movie plan. She came home at 3 in the morning. Obviously, they was fucking out at a bar, at a club, or some bullshit. But she flipped the fuck out about me saying, can you take Samaya to dinner? Right? That's all I wanted. Take her to dinner so I could take the boys to a movie. So they're not sitting home doing nothing, you know, having anxiety because you're gone so long. She flipped the fuck out. So me, her, and Pastor Eugene are on speakerphone for like a, you know, impromptu counseling session. And he said, come to a compromise, blah, 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 blah. So he says to her, he goes, all right, Nicole, give Isaac a time of when you're going to be home so your family at home is not left wondering. Give him a time and stick to it. He goes, so what time can you give? She goes, well, she's picking me up at 6, so 11 o'clock. He goes, all right. He goes, Isaac, did you hear that? 11 o'clock? I said, I heard that. I said, yeah. I said, it's 5 hours. He goes, all right, so 5 hours is it, right? He said, you know, okay, so it's 5 hours, 11 o'clock. He goes, is that agreed? She's like, yeah, 5 o'clock for sure. Or, you know, 6 o'clock, she's picking me up. And then at 11 o'clock, 5 hours. That's it. No more than 5 hours. And he says to her, he goes, Nicole, can you promise me that? He goes, me, you know, I ain't talking about Isaac. Can you promise me that? Because I stuck my neck out here for you. You know, I talked to Isaac. I told him pretty much, let you have your way. He said, I told Isaac, let you have your way. Can you keep this promise? She's like, yeah, of course, yeah, no. 11 o'clock, I promise. He goes, so 11 o'clock, no drinking, and you're going to be home at 11. You gave up alcohol. She's like, oh, yeah, no, I don't drink anymore. Ew, no, I'm so done drinking. I'm so done drinking. He goes, all right, promise me. He said, promise me. She promised. She's like, yeah, no, I promise. No, 5 hours. I promise. 11 o'clock. So she starts talking shit because her sister's always late. She's like, well, she's probably going to be late. You know she always late. So, the 5 hours starts when she gets here and we leave. So I'm like, oh, all right. Her sister winds up being an hour late. An hour late, right? An hour late. So I'm like, okay, fuck. Her sister's an hour late. This is bullshit. And I walk into the bathroom. What the fuck was that? I walk into the bathroom. I'm calm, cool, calm, collected. She's in there doing her makeup. I said, babe, your sister's not going to be here on time. You know, she's already late. The whole 5 hours thing, that's going to take it to midnight. I think it would be right to keep your promise for 11 o'clock. And you should be the one that goes without, not your family. If you got to leave the dinner early or leave the movie early or whatever, catch an Uber back, whatever you got to do. But you said 11, you should stick to 11. Our world and our time doesn't revolve around your sister. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. Just because she's late, that doesn't change your promise you made to us. That doesn't change, doesn't change the plans. And she's like, well, 5 hours from the time she gets here. So she's going to be here, 7, blah, blah, blah. So midnight. Her sister rolls in about 10 minutes later. I didn't want to argue, so I was just like, okay, fine. And I said to her, I said, okay, are you sure? Midnight. She goes, yes. She goes, and listen, if we're in the middle of the movie and I have to get up out the movie and just leave and take an Uber home to make sure I'm home at midnight, I'll do that, okay? I will. And I looked at her and I was like, you promise. I was like, seriously, you promise. I was like, because we're all counting on you on this, and it was supposed to be 11, and I'm not even fighting about that. I was like, so you promise, midnight. She goes, yeah, midnight, I promise. I'm not a minute past midnight. So I'm like, okay. All right, cool. So I go sit back down, Her sister pulls up. They all walk in, blah, blah. They leave. As she's walking out the door, I looked at her. I was like, midnight, right? She's like, yeah, midnight. Love you. I was like, all right, love you. That didn't happen. She rolls in at 3 in the morning, but she's going to find a way to twist this whole situation and make me the bad guy. Because that's what she does. She does, trust me, she does it here. And it was actually Michael that got pissed at me about it. Because I used to fall into her trap, and she used to play victim, and I used to fall into it and be like, damn, you're right. Like, yeah, this is my fault. When it wouldn't be my fault. You know what I mean? And Michael got irritated at one point. Michael got irritated. He was like, dude, these issues are not your fucking fault, man. Stop fucking saying it's your fault. Stop letting her think it's your fucking fault. You know? So she'll find a way to twist it. She already was on Twitter. She posted a tweet. Like, it was, my husband crossed the line, blah, blah, blah. First off, don't fucking call me your husband. Don't do that. Call me Isaac. But trust me, if I was your husband, you would have kept your fucking promise. But and you wouldn't hurt your children. You wouldn't do that either. But you said my husband took it too far, whatever, blah 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 blah. First off, no, I didn't. No, you took it too far. And he said, don't listen to anything he says. It was my sister's birthday, blah, blah, blah. See, that key word, don't listen to nothing he says. So you didn't present any facts. You didn't prove, like, well, here's why. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. You didn't. You just said, don't listen to what he's saying. I have provided facts. They watched you walk through the door. See, you guys were too drunk to remember, Cassie, Nicole. You guys are on video walking through the door live, and that video's still up. I actually turned the camera on you guys as you walked through and walked in. Everybody watching, and everybody who's went back and watched it, has seen you guys drunk now, dressed slutty. I can't wait to send that video to the church, by the way. Since Cassie's from a church family. Dressed slutty, all walking in drunk, slurring, smelling like weed. Yeah. See, look, the person that I just watched it before this, he's telling the truth. I know I'm telling the truth. I know what happened. You know what I mean? I know what happened. And I was calm. I was collective. All I wanted was answers, and you were too drunk to give up. You were just smashed. You were smashed. You didn't even acknowledge your kids. That's the bad part about this. You didn't even acknowledge the kids. You walked right past Isaac. You didn't acknowledge Isaac. You didn't walk in and check on Malachi. You didn't walk in and check on Samaya. You didn't even acknowledge the kids. What did you do? You walked in the bathroom with your sister and her friend. And that's when I ended the live stream. I got up and I said, Cassie, get the fuck out. And that's when shit hit the fan. That's when shit hit the fan. So how about you start telling the truth? Like, real talk. Start telling the truth. Own up to this shit. Just fucking be honest and say, yeah, I fucked up last night. I lied last night. It may make me a horrible person, but I fucking did it. I lied to my husband. I once again let my kids down. I once again was drunk. I have a drinking problem, obviously, but damn it, I fucked up. This was nobody else's fault but my own. Stop all the time putting the blame on everybody else. Everybody, point the finger at everybody else. No, this was you. I'm just glad that everyone was able to see that shit happen live. They seen you walk through the door live. They seen this unravel live, and everybody can sit there and be like, Isaac wasn't lying. Here she come rolling in at 3. He wasn't lying. There it is. So that's all I got to say. I got to get up, start cooking breakfast for the kids, get them taken care of, get all that worked out. But stop fucking lying. Tell the truth. Honestly, tell the truth. And for Cassie, this is just beginning. You know what I'm talking about. Guess Mom, her Twitter is Caslynhem. Caslynhem. Again, that's Caslynhem. Again, that's Caslynhem. Let her know what Guest Mob thinks to her. Let her know. Oh, by the way, that username, that's also her Snapchat too. So if you're into watching slutty stuff, that's where to do it at. So guess mob, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Peace.